How's it going, everyone? This is Frankie Cavone of Mirth Films, and today I'm going to show you how to multi-camera edit in Adobe Premiere Pro. And it's a lot easier than you think. Step 1. Organization. Once you have everything uploaded into the project bin of your Adobe Premiere Pro project, just make sure that everything is well organized. I have all my files labeled by which camera they are in their separate folders. This just makes for a lesser of a headache deeper into your project when you have even more files than what you already have potentially. Step 2. Create the multi-camera source sequence. Next, you want to hit Ctrl-A to select all your files. You want to deselect the folders, and now right-click on any of the files that are in the Ctrl-A, hit Create Multi-Camera Source Sequence. Once the menu pops up, you want to first name your multi-camera source sequence, and then we're going to go down here and we're going to click Audio. Since we have an audio file, everything is going to sync up perfectly by the waveforms in the video files and the audio files, but you can also synchronize your video by the in points, out points. If you have time code, it'll sync up by time code and sound time code, of course, but this time we're going to go with audio. You're going to click OK. Now it's processing all the files that you have selected to create your multi-camera source sequence. Now that all the information is processed, there is now a sequence that appears in your project bin in your Adobe Premiere project. You're going to right-click the sequence, click New Sequence from Clip. This is going to create one whole sequence of everything that was compiled in your project. After, you want to right-click the same sequence you started with and hit Open in Timeline. Open in Timeline is just to show you all the clips compiled in one timeline all together at once. Step 3. Clean up Multicam Timeline. If you're using a camera that breaks up a recording into multiple files, there's one thing you have to do before you start multicam editing. First thing I like to make sure is that all the cameras are all in the same video settings. For this sequence, I'm using 1920 by 1080p, but I did use 4K cameras. So I'm gonna hit Ctrl-A, and on one of the files, I'm just gonna hit Set to Frame Size. This is going to make everything fit right into frame. If you're working with a camera that breaks up the video recording into multiple files, it's gonna create a new video channel for each file. So something I recommend is getting everything on the same video channel for each camera. And you can do this by just clicking and dragging the file down to keep it all in a perfect line. After you have placed all camera footage in its respective video channel, you're going to right click on the video channel side of your timeline, hit Delete Tracks. It's going to pop up a menu where you can delete all empty video tracks. We're going to click the box, hit OK, and it now deleted all the empty video tracks in your broken up timeline. Step 4. Edit the multicam video. So now it's time to go back to your main timeline with all the multi-camera footage. How do you edit all the multi-camera footage? All you have to do is toggle the multi-camera view button under the program video. And if you don't have that button, hit the plus sign on the right side of the program window and it should appear in the button editor. All you have to do to edit the multi-camera video from this point on is hit play and watch your footage and click the cameras that you want at that moment in time. Here I am clicking to camera 1, here I am clicking to camera 3, and here I am clicking to camera 4. Let's say you made a mistake and you actually wanted a different camera shot for that moment in time. All you have to do while the video footage is stopped, you can still click the actual camera you want and you can switch it right then and there, and it will reflect the change on your timeline. You can even adjust the length of your edits once the edits have already been made by moving the timeline to adjust how long you actually want the clips. Let's say you messed up a whole section of the video that you want to re-edit and don't even care about the other clips. You could actually hit play from a point that you want to start the re-edit. As you're going, it will basically rewrite over the clips that you already cut into the multi-camera timeline, so that way you don't have to go through the hassle of changing every clip length. Just a couple of tips to make your multicam editing experience a lot better is number one, if you have a lot of files, when I say a lot, like a terabyte worth of files, and you're running multi-camera editing on Premiere on a laptop or just on a computer that isn't high powered, I highly suggest making proxies for your files because it's going to make the editing a lot smoother. You're not going to have any rendering jumps that you usually see when playback is slow on large files. By proxying your files, it's going to make all the cameras run smooth in your program monitor so you don't have any hiccups when it comes to editing. Number two is audio levels. Make sure before you even get into Adobe Premiere, when you're recording, make sure all your levels are perfect. You want to get them all matched right about the same decibel level, and this is just going to make everything synchronize a lot easier for the program. And that wraps up this episode of Not Much Else. My name is Frankie Cavone of Mirth Films, and if there's anything else you'd like us to cover when it comes to tips or products, please let us know in the comments section below, because we want to keep on making these style of videos each and every single week.